Hello folks, welcome to another reg market analysis by Inspocrypto. Yeah, today it's again a reg market. It's a reg market with a pattern that's not new. The pattern of pivot, the pattern of I send a spot trust, not EDF, trust application to ECC. Of course, with missing information. What a coincidence. It wasn't only BlackRock, it was a queue of different appliers at the same time. In a market where obviously they misinterpreted, like Protos just mentioned. It was very diplomatic in the way, because I have my own opinion. I don't care anymore, to be honest. I really don't care anymore, because I have to say, it hurts to say what they are doing, but at the same time, I know it is required. It is really required, because it's like a loop. They are doing it again and again and again and again, and Inspo is trying to one instead of getting, hey, nice view, we should think about. No, it's like, you are denying it, you are a perma-bear. That's what I'm hearing over and over again. Over and over again. I'm really tired. To be honest, I'm really tired. That's why I'm going to reduce also my tweets. I mean, even what I'm doing it because I want to do it. It was, when you are seeing that on Twitter, and not only on Twitter, also news related to crypto are just spreading false, let us say, just misinterpretations. Even on YouTube, people, analysts, who are just using the same source, spreading, one really evil person once said almost 100 years ago, bigger the lie, more people will think it's true. That's it. I mean, was it a lie? Yes and no. Did they win a trial? No. XRP didn't, or Ripple didn't win a trial yesterday, because the trial is still to come. But that's not you, because I would even say I was the first guy on Twitter just making this interpretation. And just to quote that, because sometimes it's really necessary. I don't know why, I mean, and even then, I didn't receive good feedback just saying, hey, like I said, maybe that's another view. Instead, people, and in particular this guy, I guess you are watching it, sent me just a message. Hey, maybe now you are changing your view. That's bullish. And that's the problem. That's exactly the problem. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but when I was reading the document with the last part, the conclusion by the huge, in my tweet I just did the last sentence. Once again, let us pump with news, even it's not good or bad, but news. It's neutral. It's not saying anything. It is, obviously a judge. Oh God, that was a judge. A judge was saying it's an own interpretation, because it's a pre-trial process. Actually, where, both parties can provide the evidences, proofs, and so on and so forth. And yes, if we take the situation like it is, it looks good for Ripple. But they didn't win anything. Not yet. But we are celebrating, once again, something that's not happening. We are celebrating applications in 2021 like we did just in the past. Like it's completed. It's just, we are done here. It's bullish. It's not. I will read now something that will explain actually what is happening. And it's a quote. It's not a quote. It's Richard D. Wyckoff. Richard D. Wyckoff was a pioneer in the study of the stock market and is known for his technical analysis and theories on market behavior. Because market behavior is actually what matters. And in Wyckoff's view, the big guys, big players, have the power to influence the market in their favor. That's not new. That's 100 years old. For instance, they might accumulate a large amount of assets, let us say Bitcoin, over time without causing the price to increase significantly. Once they have built their positions, they can then start a public campaign to boost the price. He also theorized that these players may manipulate the market to cause panic selling amongst retail investors. Once the price is driven down, the institutions can then buy the stock or the asset at a lower price. We know that. That's not new. How many times was I mentioning Wyckoff? How many times did I mention manipulation? How many times I said they are using also media? I mean, it's not Inspo, it's Wyckoff. It's 100 years old. And his theories are extremely good. His patterns and how his own interpretation about the market behavior is a key changer. But does that matter? It seems not. It seems not, because since 100 years, retail is doing almost the same mistakes. And the most important thing is big players are using the same tools since 100 years. It works. It works. It still works. And why we can talk about manipulation? Why we can say the whole thing, what happened yesterday, was manipulated? I mean, people started to shitstorm ECC after their statement that they won. But to be honest, in case of ECC, that was the right reaction, because it was just showing how stupid the whole thing became. It was just also like, you are saying you won the trial? So what trial? First of all, what trial? But you won something that it didn't happen? So let us say we won. We won, yeah, we are the winners. While the people were just celebrating and spreading, the whole thing was triggered by Fox Business. Fox? I mean, you know, I'm not an American. I don't care about Democrats. I don't care about Republicans. I just care about to have a good and nice and open-minded US president that's not going to bomb any other countries or even pushing other nations to bomb other countries for their own interest. That's the only thing. That's from my German view. It's the only thing I really pray every single day that's not going to happen. So that's why I think Donald Trump wasn't that bad. Okay? Maybe it's the only part of him it wasn't bad. I don't know. But that's why, to be honest, sometimes it felt like I was the only German that was in favor of Donald Trump instead of Joe Biden, for example, or the Democrats in general. But, you know, parties, it's more an actor's thing, a person thing, and less a party's thing. Because we know other Republican presidents who were absolutely worse than Joe Biden, for example, but also Democrats. So when I see, for example, Kennedy, who is launching his campaign, I like that. I think the Kennedys could change a lot in that country. Anyway, back to topic. Fox Business. Fox News. Fox News, I think it's well known, a very pro-Republican Party broadcaster. I mean, the Democrats have a different others. CNN, I don't know, they have a big list. Republicans doesn't have that big list. But it's a big coincidence that, in particular, Fox Business started to trigger that Ripple won the trial against ECC. Is that really a coincidence? Just a broadcast that's very close to the Republicans. We know Republicans. Florida. I mean, if you check around, not only Republican members are bullish on crypto. Thanks God we also have other people as well, because it's a good thing. But you should know, Inspo, we shouldn't push forward just because we can, manipulating and scamming and pushing retail in a black hole. We should do that in a way that will have it will work in the long term, and that's something we are not doing. So yes, sometimes it feels like I'm anti-crypto. I know that, because I'm always making, or not always, but many times, doing exactly the opposite what the crypto Twitter is doing. But the question is why? Why? And is Inspo that wrong? That's another question. Is Inspo that wrong? Is he always that wrong? I mean, it's difficult to answer to that question as Inspocrypto, but I would say no. No. Maybe I understand this market behavior much better than you and many others with 200, 300, 500 and millions of followers, who the only thing what they are doing is retweeting what others are tweeting. Because the best thing is always to be part of a group. If you are part of a group, they will just everything looks and feels like family. Like, Alpha Group, we are one, we are together, we can. Yes, we can. You remember also a nice campaign slogan by the Democrats. Yes, we can. Together. Yes, we can. Inspo is, it feels like 80% is minimum, always aside and saying, stop. But not that way. Yes, we can. In the long term, we can. The technology, the use cases we are generating with this technology speaks for itself. But do we need to push with this kind of methods? Is that required? No, in my opinion, it's not. It's absolutely not. And then when I'm saying that smells like a trap, people are attacking me, just sending me DMs like, I was following you for over 6 months, but you are a permabear, you are just a stupid moron, for example. Or one even called me bitch. Well, he is not that wrong. I'm a bitch, and you are, if I'm the bitch, I'm laying above of you. However, what I'm saying is that's the big and huge pattern we have in crypto. And that many people are just making these observations from the outside and saying that this market is a clown show, that this market is pure, it's not serious, it's not professional, it's just casino, it's scam, it's fraud. It's for me really hard to say and to tell them it's not the case. We can use stablecoins that doesn't have any collateral, but we call them stablecoins, where they don't have any audits, something that should be a standard, but as long we are unregulated, we don't have, and we don't want to do that, because, well, also even that we don't want to tell you why. We have exchanges who are playing like Wild West cowboys. I mean, the list is extremely long. And I see how people who are just receiving this information, and I can understand that. That's my big motivation to keep staying here, to provide the data, to provide this information, to share my knowledge with you. I'm not doing it just to kick your ass. Since 2022, it was, I guess, at the end of 2021. No, it was actually in January 2022 when I started with this Substack analysis. But just before I was tweeting, for example. And I have explained so many times, my goal is that you understand the market like it is, and that you always make questions. Always make the question, why something is happening. Like Wyckoff said, nothing is a coincidence. When the price is pushing up that hard, like we are just seeing since the beginning of this year, that's not why they are accumulating. Usually they, like he said, they are accumulating, just spreading fear. And one indication for fear when they receive, when the fear is that high that retailers start to sell, is when you see capitulation. But that's something we didn't see. Every single time, even at 15K, every single time we did a dead cat bounce, we pushed up a little bit, people flipped immediately to bullish. Immediately. How many times we did, instead of a short squeeze, a long squeeze? Entities indicating retail just buying. Is that capitulation? Is that how it looks like? When you are saying you are stupid because you think the bottom is not in. Yeah. Because I'm convinced that a company like BlackRock, if they are really interested to jump in big, because these guys are not just buying few thousand Bitcoins. Even MicroStrategy's portfolio could be just a little drop in the ocean if BlackRock wants. Then they will not do it at 30K, not at 25K, not at 20K, not at 15K. They will not do it because they know they can go even lower. And why not? Why not doing it? Who will prevent that? Tether? Binance? Coinbase? Who? No one. They can, just like an orange and the juice, use and drop the last, take just the last drop of juice of this orange. That's what they can do. That's what big players always can do. And they will do it. That's why I'm not convinced that the bottom is in, with the whole environment around. I mean, to buy in an unregulated market, then let regulate the market, and then to sell much on upper price levels, it will be fine. But what's happening with regulation? After yesterday, well, let us say, interpretation of the facts or scenario, because that's how the judge yesterday said that it was a scenario. I would say regulation will take longer than expected. And in that case, we will have enough time to wreck people, to go up hard, to go down, and at a certain moment they will just push down very hard to buy the dip. When then you are completely capitulated, when you say, okay, Inspo was right, this market is done. It's where Inspo will start to accumulate. It's where BlackRock will start to accumulate. It's where Deutsche Bank will start to accumulate, and many others as well. At that time, it's where you lost a lot of money. I hope really you are not going to do it. Really not. But it looks like, because it's a pattern, and that's happening since 100 years, and it's still working. Unfortunately. So it is what it is. And just to make it clear, I'm not saying that just because of that, don't go long, short now with a leverage of 100, because it's a wrecked market. That's not the character of a bull market, what we are doing at the moment. It looks like distribution. Yeah, they bought the dip at 15, they are distributing at the moment. That's what I'm saying since weeks. And yes, some people are saying, you're saying that since weeks. Yes, but they bought a lot. They need to distribute. It's not easy to distribute all that much, because many whales just said, thank you very much. Maybe we will see us later. 23% of big guys, big players, are sitting on cash. It didn't happen in 2022, and obviously not in 2021. But this ratio is lifting up. You should ask why that's the case. Why are those guys not just buying Bitcoins instead, Ethereums or other kind of assets? Larry Fink, that's an international asset. Okay, yeah, obviously it could be. And it is, obviously. I mean, crypto is an international asset. But we don't have the same rules in all these different nations. That's the next step. To adapt to the masses, we need a consistent framework of rules on global stage. And we are at the moment far away from it. And with yesterday's announcement taken into account, that says a judge is just saying, holy shit. I mean, it's absolutely not easy, because XRP can be a security or can be not. But to say it is a security in case of doesn't work. So we are going to look forward, because exciting times are coming. And once again, I mean, it's really hard. It's really hard. I understand all of you. I really understand every single person out there. It's not easy. It's not easy. But it's possible. It's really possible. The only thing between you and me that is different is that you are absorbing the news and taking it as a true. I'm always asking if it's true. That's just the only difference, the only one. Let us check what the market is preparing for us, because it feels like they have something in their bag. And yeah, let us see. So let us go forward.